Imagine waking up to find that millions of dollars you thought were secure in a DeFi protocol have disappeared, not through a hack of the platform itself, but because the very system relied upon for pricing data was manipulated. This is exactly what happened in 2021 when hackers exploited Synthetix, a major decentralized finance platform for synthetic assets, by manipulating its Oracle system. Investors, developers, and ordinary users watched in disbelief as millions in digital assets were siphoned away in minutes. Synthetix relied on oracles, external systems that provide real-world price data to smart contracts, to calculate the value of synthetic assets like CUSD or CETH. When these oracles were exploited, the protocol mispriced tokens, allowing attackers to mint synthetic assets far beyond their collateral limits. This incident revealed one of the most overlooked vulnerabilities in DeFi, the reliance on oracles for accurate, timely data. Today, we'll dive deep into the Synthetix Oracle exploit, exploring how it worked, the impact on the crypto world, and the lessons that every DeFi participant should learn to avoid falling into a blockchain black hole. Synthetix, a synthetic asset powerhouse. Synthetix is a decentralized platform that allows users to trade synthetic assets, which are blockchain-based representations of real-world assets like cryptocurrencies, stocks, commodities, or fiat currencies. These assets derive their value from oracles, which feed real-time price data into the system. By enabling users to mint, trade, and hedge these synthetic assets, Synthetix creates a fully decentralized financial ecosystem without intermediaries. The platform's appeal lies in its automation, transparency, and ability to provide exposure to multiple asset classes without holding them directly. By 2021, Synthetix had billions in total value locked and was a cornerstone of the DeFi ecosystem. However, the platform's heavy reliance on oracles created a single point of failure. If the price feeds were manipulated, even momentarily, the protocol could be tricked into creating massive amounts of synthetic tokens at incorrect values, a vulnerability that hackers would soon exploit. Understanding oracles and their importance. To grasp the Synthetix exploit, it is crucial to understand how oracles work. Oracles act as bridges between the blockchain and external data sources, providing smart contracts with real-world information such as asset prices, interest rates, or exchange values. Without accurate oracles, synthetic assets cannot maintain their intended value, making oracles a critical part of DeFi infrastructure. Unfortunately, oracles are often centralized or semi-centralized points of trust, and their manipulation can have catastrophic consequences. In the Synthetix case, the hackers identified a weakness in the Oracle update process, allowing them to feed manipulated price data into the system. This tiny window of opportunity turned into a massive financial loophole. The exploit, how hackers manipulated prices. The attack on Synthetix unfolded in a precise sequence. Hackers used a flash loan to temporarily gain large amounts of collateral, which they then used to interact with the platform during a critical period when Oracle prices were updated. By carefully timing their transactions, they caused the oracles to report incorrect values for synthetic assets. This manipulation allowed the attackers to mint synthetic tokens at a fraction of their intended cost, essentially creating millions in value out of thin air. Within minutes, the stolen assets were moved to wallets under the attacker's control. Unlike traditional hacks, this exploit did not rely on breaching smart contract security, but on exploiting the trust the contracts placed in external data. The result was a textbook example of how a small weakness in an Oracle system can turn into a multi-million-dollar disaster in a decentralized protocol. The scale of the damage. The Synthetix Oracle exploit resulted in millions of dollars in synthetic assets being stolen. Users and investors were shocked to learn that a critical dependency, the Oracle system, could be used against them. Social media and crypto forums exploded with discussions, tutorials, and speculation as the news spread. Developers scrambled to patch the Oracle mechanism, prevent further exploitation, and reassure users. Exchanges and liquidity providers closely monitored the flow of affected assets, trying to mitigate secondary impacts on the broader DeFi ecosystem. While some assets were eventually recovered, the exploit highlighted the extreme fragility of systems where trust is placed not only in code, but also in external data sources. Human and market impact. The human impact of the Synthetix exploit was immediate. Retail investors who had exposure to synthetic assets saw the value of their holdings fluctuate wildly. Panic and uncertainty rippled through the DeFi community, prompting other platforms to review Oracle mechanisms, update security protocols, and prepare for potential copycat attacks. Unlike traditional financial markets, where regulators or central banks can intervene, DeFi platforms must rely on rapid code updates, community coordination, and blockchain transparency to respond. Users quickly learned that while decentralized systems offer control and autonomy, they also transfer responsibility and risk to participants in ways traditional finance rarely does. Lessons for developers and investors. The Synthetix Oracle hack serves as a cautionary tale for both developers and investors. For developers, it emphasizes the importance of secure Oracle design, including redundancy, decentralization, and frequent audits. Even a minor weakness in a critical data feed can be catastrophic when dealing with millions of dollars in value. For investors, the incident reinforces the need to understand the infrastructure behind the platforms they use. Blind trust in a protocol without assessing risks in its supporting systems can lead to significant financial losses. Diversifying holdings, monitoring protocols, and staying informed about vulnerabilities are essential strategies for anyone participating in DeFi. The story also underscores the broader point: blockchain immutability and automation can magnify the impact of both mistakes and attacks, whether intentional or accidental. Blockchain black holes, oracles, and systemic risks. The Synthetix exploit is a prime example of a blockchain black hole, where digital assets vanish or are misappropriated due to vulnerabilities in code or supporting systems. From Parity Wallet freezes to Poly Network and BZ's exploits, the history of DeFi is full of such incidents. The Synthetix case highlights a unique lesson. Sometimes the weakest link is not the smart contract itself, but the external systems it depends on. Millions can vanish in minutes, and recovery is rarely straightforward. For users, this means being proactive, informed, and cautious. Understanding Oracle mechanics, diversifying wallets, and keeping track of updates or vulnerabilities is not optional. It is essential to survive in the volatile world of DeFi. The Synthetix Oracle exploit shows that even decentralized automated systems are not immune to flaws. Millions of dollars were lost because the platform trusted an external data feed too heavily. To protect yourself, always research and understand the platforms you use, monitor Oracle mechanisms and audits, diversify assets, and stay informed about vulnerabilities. If this story surprised or shocked you, like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Comment below with your thoughts. How would you react if your investments were affected by an Oracle exploit? This is Blockchain Blackholes, uncovering the hidden dangers of digital money that smart contracts and external dependencies can create. Remember, in crypto, vigilance, knowledge, and preparation are your only defenses against disaster.